The confirmed number of coronavirus cases in Los Angeles County comes to 1,245,588. The confirmed number of deaths comes to 24,408. Here in Torrance, the total number of confirmed cases is 7,457, with total confirmed deaths at 218. Welcome to COVID-19 Today. I'm Bella Shaw. It's 4 p.m. on Thursday, June 10th. With just 5 days until the much-anticipated June 15th reopening, California public health officials confirmed the state will align with federal face masking guidance when the state's tiered reopening system is lifted next week. The masking guidance outlined by the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention would allow fully vaccinated residents to forego wearing a mask in most indoor and outdoor situations unless required by an individual business or local health department. The updated guidance will have exceptions for a handful of situations like riding public transit or being in a school, a child care or health care setting, or a nursing home. The state's Health and Human Services Secretary, Dr. Mark Galley, said during a briefing on Wednesday that fully vaccinated people can resume everyday activities without wearing a mask, with a few limited settings that are required by federal and state rules. Unvaccinated residents will still be required to wear a mask or face covering when indoors or when attending large outdoor events like concerts or sporting events. When the CDC announced its updated masking guidance in mid-May, Dr. Galley and other state officials said they would hold off on implementing the guidance until June 15th to determine how to enforce new rules. Dr. Galley said that enforcement mechanisms will be more or less an honor system between businesses and their customers, and a business does not need to require customers to confirm whether they have been vaccinated or require all customers to wear a mask, regardless of their status. Business owners will need to post requirements that people who are unvaccinated still need to wear masks, and if someone comes into their business or their operation without a mask, it should be considered a self-attestation for someone being vaccinated. The state will also not require most businesses to check someone's vaccination status before they are allowed inside without a mask. Now, local health orders from Los Angeles County are expected to be announced next week and is expected to align with the state's updated guidance. San Francisco is on track to becoming the first city in the state and first major American city to reach a COVID-19 benchmark. As of Wednesday, 69% of San Franciscans are said to be fully vaccinated, with 79% of people 12 and older having received at least one dose of the vaccine, bringing the Northern California city close to reaching herd immunity. This means coronavirus infections, hospitalizations, and deaths would be considered to be at significant levels, and if an unvaccinated person showed up infected, it likely wouldn't cause an uncontrolled outbreak. While health officials still haven't provided exactly what percentage of the population must be immune to COVID-19 to reach herd immunity, officials say when so many people have antibodies against the virus, it can no longer spread widely through the community. The next batch of lucky winners will be drawn tomorrow as the state continues with its Vacs for the Win COVID-19 vaccination incentive program. Currently, there are 21.5 million eligible Californians, of which the next 15 will be drawn from at random to win $50,000. The first 15 were drawn last week on June 6th. Now, if you're wondering if you qualify, any California resident age 12 and older who got at least one COVID-19 vaccine shot is automatically entered to win the cash prizes, regardless of their immigration status. Now, on June 15th, the day the state expects to lift most COVID-19 restrictions, 10 vaccinated Californians will be awarded $1.5 million each. The winners will be identified by an anonymous number and the county they live in, and the state will then reach out to those winners to let them know they've won and request their approval to share their information publicly. Prize money will be paid after the winner completes their COVID-19 vaccination shots. According to the California Department of Public Health, if the winners can't immediately be reached, they will keep trying via telephone, text, email, or other contact information associated with the person's record in the state's vaccine registry. And during the drawing, alternates will be selected in case winners decline the prizes or can't be reached or are ineligible. Ineligible residents include those who are incarcerated or employees of the state's health department, the state's lottery, and the state's health and human services, and other government workers, as well as their immediate families. State officials are warning that scammers are claiming that there is a registration process to claim the prize money, or are asked to pay a fee or send bank information. Residents should not share any financial information over the phone and should email rumors at cdph.ca.gov or call the incentives hotline at 833-933-3873 to verify if you think you are a winner. Millions of unused COVID-19 vaccines may go to waste. According to the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention's data tracker, nearly 21.5 million doses of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine have been distributed, with only a little more than half administered. The buildup of doses is largely due to a pause in distribution in early April, when the U.S. Food and Drug Administration ordered the temporary hold on using the Johnson & Johnson vaccine due to safety concerns. After the 11-day hiatus, enthusiasm for the one-dose shot rapidly declined. The CDC, White House, and the State Department are currently working to see if it's possible to share these unused vaccines with other countries as one possible solution. The FDA is also looking to see how it might be able to extend the vaccine's shelf life. Changes were once again announced from California's workplace regulators. CalOSHA called a special meeting last night and was attended by members of the public, including workers, industry leaders, employers, and other stakeholders who shared their views. And after a nearly 2.5-hour public comment portion, the board voted to rescind new workplace rules they had just approved last week. This means wearing masks will be required in work settings, at least until their next meeting on June 17th, where they will also discuss updates to safety guidelines, as the state is expected to lift most restrictions on June 15th. The vote puts back in place more stringent workplace rules put in place in November of 2020, requiring workers to keep distance and wear masks even if they're vaccinated. While the board will meet next week to discuss relaxing workplace mask rules, whatever decisions made won't go into effect until June 28th. Unemployment numbers continue to fall for the 6th straight week, showing signs of a recovering economy. According to the U.S. Labor Department's weekly report, jobless claims fell by 9,000 to 376,000 as businesses are rapidly reopening and more people are getting more comfortable returning to restaurants, bars, and shops. Claims are still considered high by historic standards, as applications for benefits averaged under 220,000 in March of 2020. So far, nearly 3.5 million people have received traditional state unemployment benefits the week of May 29th, down by 258,000 from 3.8 million the week prior. In May, the U.S. economy generated nearly 559 million new jobs, and the unemployment rate dropped 3% nationwide. More than half of U.S. states are scheduled to begin dropping the federal benefits this month. In California this week, workers filed the fewest unemployment claims since the start of the pandemic. New leadership is taking the helm at the Metropolitan Water District of Southern California. The Metropolitan Board confirmed Adel Haji Khalil as the new general manager. Haji Khalil is a national water and infrastructure leader and now takes on the nation's largest drinking water provider. The 38-member board approved Haji Khalil's contract, making him the 14th GM in the district's 93-year history. He is a registered civil engineer and board-certified environmental engineer. Haji Khalil was appointed by LA Mayor Eric Garcetti in 2018 to lead Streets LA, the department that manages and maintains LA's vast network of streets and urban forests. He also worked for nearly 10 years as the assistant director of LA's Bureau of Sanitation. MWD provides more than half the water used by 19 million people in 6 Southern California counties, including Los Angeles. As students in the Torrance Unified School District celebrate their last instructional day today and officially welcome summer, a new feature at a popular sports center was unveiled. The city's Community Services Department was excited to share a new electronic scoreboard was installed inside the gymnasium at the D. Hardison Sports Center at Wilson Park, just in time to welcome back athletes and community members back to various recreation programs. A big kudos to the Recreation Services staff for getting this done just in time for summer fun. Thousands of local college students are getting ready to celebrate as El Camino College hosts their 74th annual commencement ceremony online. ECC's president, Dina Maloney, announced they will welcome Francisco Rivera back to El Camino, where he began his studies in higher education, which has led him to a successful broadcast career, currently serving as a soccer commentator and reporter for Fox Sports. Rivera is also the first Mexican-born broadcaster on the Fox network and has served as a contributor for high-profile Mexico national team matches, play-by-play announcer and reporter for Major League Baseball, as well as the Spanish voice of the Los Angeles Kings on ESPN Deportes Radio. Rivera transferred to Cal State Long Beach, where he earned a degree in broadcast journalism. The virtual commencement ceremony will stream live tomorrow, beginning at 4 p.m. Go to elcamino.edu/student/commencement. Well, as we wrap up this week, be sure to tune in to Weekends in Torrance beginning Friday right here on City Cable. New episodes air at 2 p.m. tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday. This weekend we head over to the Torrance Art Museum to get a behind-the-scenes look at their arts and crafts program featured for their most recent exhibit. While the museum has been closed to the public during the pandemic, we were able to get a first-hand look and share what kind of programs they've continued to offer remotely. Then we head over to the city's Permit Center to show you what safety measures are in place to ensure each visitor feels safe and is able to get their request processed as efficiently as possible. Then we'll tell you about the Career Technical Education program offered to Torrance students, giving them hands-on learning and industry experience to better prepare them for college and careers. From art, business and finance, to child development, engineering, fashion and interior design, to hospitality and much more. Weekends in Torrance kicks off tomorrow at 2 p.m. You can find us on Spectrum Cable Channel 3, Frontier Fios Channel 31, streaming on our website, as well as on YouTube. Well, before we go, at the end of each program, we like to share feel-good stories from our community. Pictures, images, and videos that remind us of how resilient our community is and how Torrance truly cares. Another great event is taking place this weekend right here in Torrance. On Saturday, June 12th, join Seaside neighbors for the Seaside Heroes Park Beautification event beginning at 8 a.m. The park opened in 2011 and was named as a tribute to 3 local soldiers who lost their lives in the war in Afghanistan and Iraq, and all veterans. It's not only a dog-friendly park, but also features beautiful drought-tolerant plants and trees and uses recycled water irrigation. This takes place every second Saturday of each month from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. The park is located at the corner of Lomita Boulevard and Anza Avenue. Volunteers are encouraged to bring tools and gloves, sunscreen, water, and your masks. You can also log on to Seaside Heroes Park's Instagram and Facebook page for more updates and information. What a great way to show how Torrance continues to care and honor our fallen soldiers. Now, if you have a great story, upcoming event, a photo or video you'd like to share, email us at covid19today@torranceca.gov. We'd love to hear from you. Well, that's our update for COVID-19 today. Have a wonderful weekend. Be sure to join us back here on Monday as we bring you the latest. Be safe, stay healthy, and thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.